Good morning, peeps. I left my coffee cup in the truck. I got distracted. So, I've shot 2 videos before this. I should say take 3 on this subject. Hopefully we get it right this time. Cheap ways to prepare for chaos. Methodologies. And we're going to try and bang this out on the short walk from the front house to the back house. Go away, door. There we go. Coffee cup is secured. We can move out. So, first thing I would recommend is ditch the Amazon. Now, I bought a lot of stuff off of Amazon. But if you go to your local surplus store, get on your Google machine and find your local surplus store. There's one within an agreeable drive from us. Hey, there's part of our house that needs a little work on the outside. It's squared away on the inside, and I know a guy who knows how to do some work. So within an agreeable drive from our location is the little town called Poteau, Oklahoma. Poteau. And in that town is Triple H Surplus. And I would recommend you go there. It is not owned by Triple H from the WWE. It is owned by an older gentleman and his wife. They're very nice people. And I would bet a $100 bill that he's a veteran, although he and I have not chatted about it. But he has everything. He has the cold weather bags from the ECWS sleep system. Usually about 160 to 180 bucks. He's got them for $25. M4 Molly mag pouches, $2. IFAC bags, $5. Medical, he's got all kinds of medical. Uniform gear, woodland camo, unissued A1 condition load bearing vests. Holds 6 mags and 2 grenades, $10. Right? So there's some deals there. So I would recommend find your local surplus store and check them out. There's another guy, I don't know, I've never talked to the guy, but I've seen some of his ads, and I've checked out his website quite a bit. It's called Storm Seeker Military Surplus, I believe, and you can just Google that, Storm Seeker. He has had all of his medical on sale, like legit sales, like combat dressings for $4 instead of $8, quick clot for $6 instead of $15. So I would go check out Storm Seeker Military Surplus. I don't know them. Maybe they'll see this vid and give me a shout out, whatever, I don't care. I'm not in this for me, I'm in this for y'all. So check out your local surplus store. That Storm Seeker guy has a good web store, so if you don't have a local surplus store, check him out. He'll ship to you, I'm sure. The next thing is garage sales and estate sales. When I go to a garage sale, there's a few things I'm looking for. The first thing I'm looking for is anything made out of cast iron. Cast iron skillets, cast iron Dutch ovens. I see you, brain dead. I see you. Cast iron Dutch ovens. Skillets, baking pans, anything made out of cast iron. Because that stuff will last forever. It's really easy to maintain. Then I'm also looking for knives, long-handled tools, shovels, rakes, hoes, pickaxes, axes, whatever. And hand tools, anything that will work without the ones and the zeros, without the magical pixies dancing through the wall. I'm looking for that as well. Hammers, hand planes, hand saws, that's a big deal. Hand saws, screwdrivers, sockets, wrenches, all of that, because you can get it all on the cheap. And then a great place to get camping gear is at yard sales, because a lot of people buy the stuff, they get out into the woods, They realize the ground is much harder than they thought it was going to be, and there's no Starbucks nearby. They go, screw this, I'm going home. That gear will sit on a shelf in their garage for years until they finally decide to get rid of it for pennies on the dollar. So, it never hurts to ask if you're at a garage sale, hey, do you have any camping gear? You also get a fishing tackle. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can find. Just ask. If you don't see what you're looking for, just ask, right? But you can get stuff, some real cheap stuff or good stuff on the cheap. And then dealing with food. I watched an LDS video, food preparation video, a few years ago on YouTube. It was actually really good. Now, I'm not LDS. I got nothing against those that are. I follow the way to the best of my ability, which means I try and live my life like the example that Christ set in his daily life. I'm not perfect. That's why I need a savior. That's the whole point of this. But to the best of my broken ability, I try and be Christ-like in my daily walk. That's what I do. But I don't begrudge anybody else doing what they do. And so the LDS community and church is big on preparation and has been since, I don't know, Congress authorized their extermination in the 1800s. So, anyway, I was watching this video, and what this lady was saying was, figure out 7 dinner meal plans for the year, one for each day of the week. And then, if to feed your family, one of your meals is spaghetti, and it takes a 2-pound box of spaghetti and a pint jar of sauce. Okay. Normally the sauce is $3 and the spaghetti's $2. That's $5. Watch your sales at your local grocery store. And when spaghetti goes down to 50 cents a box and the jar's $1 a jar, or the sauce is $1 a jar, swoop in and buy 52 of them. So now instead of $5 times 52, $260 for that one meal, 52 iterations of that one meal. Now you're spending $1.50 for that one meal times 52, which would be what, $78? So huge savings, right? And to do that for 7 different meals that you pick. And then that allows you to save a ton of money, and it establishes benchmarks, which is the hardest thing I think with food preparation, is knowing when you have enough food. Well, if you have 7 meals and you know that this meal takes a 1-pound can of canned chicken and 2 cups of rice and a jar of green beans. Okay, well, when you have 52 of that one's done. And you move on to the next one and the next one and the next one until it's all done. Now you got a year's worth of dinners. That's a big deal. So I like that. And I recommend that people do that. And I have done that to varying degrees. I also think, as far as food prep or food storage goes, just buy what you eat. A lot of people buy the freeze-dried, prepackaged stuff, the emergency rations and all of that. And that's great. If you're not into quinoa, now is not the time to figure that out. You know what I mean? Oh, the world's ending. What are we going to do? We'll eat all this quinoa we bought. What the hell's quinoa? I don't know. It's a grain, I think. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we like mac and cheese. Well, good. Buy a bunch of it. And that stuff will survive a nuclear holocaust. Just put it on a shelf. And the other thing, which is pretty obvious, is just buying stuff from like Sam's Club and Costco, right? It's rice in the grocery store is about 50 cents a pound for 10-pound bags. Rice at Costco is about 30 cents a pound. So it's 40% less. So if you had to buy a pallet of rice for a year's worth of rice for you and your family, we don't eat that much rice in a year. Yeah, because you're eating a lot of other stuff that's not rice, because right now you have that luxury. So rice and beans are kind of the staples of prepper food storage because it lasts forever It's cheap, and rice and beans together is almost a complete meal, nutritionally speaking. But you're definitely going to want to add some stuff to that. Probably also stock up on some multivitamins. But rice and beans are cheap. Right now they're cheap. You can buy them in large, effective quantities for relatively little money. So I recommend you do that now, and you can do that much more effectively at places like Sam's Club and Costco than at your local grocery store. So it's worth the membership for things like that. And also get a case of green beans, 24 cans of green beans for $6. Well, that's 25 cents a can. It's a pretty good deal. So if you're into preparedness and you're stockpiling food, it's worth, in my opinion, having a membership to places like that so that you can go and take advantage of the bulk pricing. That's it. That's what I got for you guys. So let me know, what do you do? Drop a comment down below. What do you do as far as prepping on the cheap? What are your bright ideas? Let's all share alike and be of a benefit to each other. And please comment, please like this, please share this. It helps me quite a bit. The channel is growing and I'm appreciative. My goal in this is not to become some third-party advertiser who loses all of their credibility because they're always trying to sell you stuff. But I do feel an onus to get the information inside of my brain out and to as many people as possible before the chaos happens. So if you could help me do that, I would deeply appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.